If you own a car, you get it. It's not just about the freedom to get from A to B. It's kind of like a second job, one you never even applied for. It's this huge burden of cost and maintenance and just constant worry. But what if we could get all of that freedom with none of the hassle? That's what we're digging into today, how autonomous fleets could finally, maybe, let us tear up that dreaded car chore list for good.
So to really get why this is such a big deal, let's just start with one number. It's pretty staggering. A report from the city of Edmonton found that the average car, which, is usually the second biggest purchase a family makes right after their house, well, it just sits there, parked, unused, for 95% of its life. We're spending a fortune on these things that we barely even use.
And for that tiny 5% of the time we are using it, we're paying for it in so many ways. It's not just a car. It's this never-ending chore list, right? You've got the oil changes, the new tires, those surprise repair bills that always pop up at the worst time. All those hours you'll never get back just waiting at the gas station. It's what some people call possession rent. You're constantly paying for insurance, for parking, and then there's just that mental weight, that worry. The whole system is it's so ready for an upgrade.
So what's the alternative here? Well, just imagine a world where getting around is just there. It's this seamless service that takes care of all the greasy, expensive, time-sucking parts of owning a car, and it does it all behind the scenes. So your ride is just always ready to go, whenever you are. This idea, this vision, it has a name: mobility as a service. We just call it MaaS. And here's the most important part. It's a huge shift in thinking. We're moving away from the idea of owning a car to simply using one, whenever and wherever you happen to need it. The focus completely shifts from possession to just pure, simple access.
So, how in the world does this actually work? Well, the whole system is built on something called a CareHub. Just think of it like a super high-tech pit stop for this whole fleet of self-driving cars. So when a car finishes its trip, it just drives itself over to one of these depots, and there it's all automated. Machines clean it, they inspect it, do any maintenance, update its software, and of course, charge it up. And then that car is sent back out in perfect condition, ready for the next person. No chores required.
But here's the thing. This amazing, super efficient future, it's not a guarantee. Self-driving tech is coming. There's no doubt about that. But the kind of impact it's going to have on our cities, on our lives, that all comes down to a choice, a really big choice we have to make.
And that choice really boils down to this one critical question. Are these autonomous vehicles going to be the thing that saves our cities, or are they just going to make things worse? Are we just going to end up clogging our streets with even more traffic? This really lays out the two futures we're looking at. It's a fork in the road. On one path, we just replace all our current cars with self-driving ones that we all own privately. And what do we get? Pretty much more of the same. More cars on the road, more traffic, more urban sprawl. But on the other path, if we go with shared fleets, with that MaaS system, the benefits are just transformative. We'd need way, way fewer cars. We'd see less congestion. And we could start reclaiming all that land we waste on parking lots and turn it into parks or housing. And let's look at the data, because it's fascinating. This model from that same Edmonton report shows that AVs will probably cause us to travel more. They're just so convenient. It's projecting about a 20% increase in what's called vehicle kilometers traveled by 2050. Now, if everyone owns their own AV, that's a traffic nightmare waiting to happen. But in a shared model, well, smart software can manage all that extra travel with a much smaller, way more efficient fleet.
Okay, so the stakes are pretty clear. Now let's get into the nuts and bolts. Let's look at the actual technology and logistics that could make this much better future a reality.
A really big piece of this whole puzzle is how we even think about maintenance. This table just shows the evolution perfectly. Your classic gas-powered car is all about mechanical stuff, right? Oil changes, spark plugs. Then EVs came along, and they're simpler. It's mostly about the battery. But autonomous vehicles? It's a totally different ballgame. Their maintenance is all about the tech, calibrating sensors, running software updates. It's clean, it's predictive, and it's absolutely perfect for that automated care help we were talking about.
Of course, it's not all smooth sailing. Getting from here to there, well, it's complicated. There are some massive challenges to figure out. The AI has to be rock solid, able to handle all the weird, unpredictable stuff that happens on the road, those edge cases. Our cities need to be ready with better digital infrastructure. And the laws? Right now, it's just this messy patchwork of local rules. We need something consistent. And of course, we've got to make sure these things are totally secure from cyber attacks. And beyond all the tech stuff, there's this huge emotional hurdle. For so many of us, our car is our personal space. It's our little bubble.
So there's this really natural pushback to a shared model. This feeling of, well, if I don't own it, it's just not going to feel like it's mine.
And this is where the tech gets seriously cool. Researchers have come up with just a brilliant solution. Using special materials, the car can literally personalize itself for you before it even pulls up. So you book a ride on your phone, the system instantly loads your profile, and in those few minutes it takes for the car to get to you, the interior lighting changes to your favorite color, the windows tint to just how you like them. So when you open the door, you're stepping into a space that already feels like your own, every single time.
All right, so this all sounds pretty incredible, right? Maybe a little bit like science fiction. But just how far off is it, really? Let's bring this back down to earth and take a quick look at where things stand right now.
So the gears are already turning. I mean, companies like Waymo are already running live freight tests. Tesla is aiming to start mass producing its Cybercab robotaxi in April 2026, with a big public rollout plan for 2027 and beyond. The tech is moving fast. The real bottleneck, the thing that's slowing it all down, is getting through all the safety validation and regulatory approvals. That's the biggest hurdle left.
Which brings us right back to the beginning, but this time, the question's for you. Imagine this. If you could just tap a button and summon a car that was always perfectly clean, always fully charged, and was customized just for you the moment you stepped inside, would you finally be ready to give up owning a car? Would the freedom from that whole chore list be worth handing over the keys for good? Something to think about.